The first assignment is for teaching my subject. Laura will be guiding you through this first unit from the 18th of September through the 23rd of October. So 5 weeks. If you could please be so kind as to give me your signature here when you hand in your work, that would be wonderful. There are 3 parts to this assignment. The first part is a written report. Second will be a verbal professional discussion, most likely with me. And the third element will be a skills audit and improvement plan. You be reflecting on what you want to develop, enhance, improve with a very clear plan. 3 parts to this first assignment. In the assignment brief, you'll notice that I've broken down what is needed, like so. And this method is intentional to give you clarity. This is my intention of what I expect when I am assessing the work. So it will, of course, give you the outline, as it does here, of written report. That's what we need to do. What outcomes it covers within this unit. And then a little synopsis, a little overview here. So for written report, I want you to demonstrate understanding of different educational aims, philosophies, or ways of thinking about education, and different learning programs that relate to your specialist area. And I really want you to continuously bring things back to your specific domain and area of specialism. Work should be in a professional academic style. We want to see evidence of research and a continual linking to research and quotes and data from what is shared with you from Laura, from Sadie in the Google Classroom, and of course myself and Lindsay as well. But of course, your own independent research we want to see as well. All Harvard referenced. Laura will be helping you to refresh your memory on Harvard referencing and bibliographies if it's been a while since you've tackled that. The work should draw on, this is really important to us, experiences, stories, case studies, things that you've done. You are authentic, actual educators. We want to hear you connect the learning to your day to day. Approximately 2,000 words, so 4 sides of A4, as it were, but hasn't necessarily got to be that. Just a rough guideline, because I know a lot of learners like to have that. Here's the criteria. You see, I've broken it down like so for you to look into. Now, Laura's lessons will be covering these criteria each week. So it's really crucial that you make notes in all lessons. And in our lessons, you will have time to actually apply, to put into practice and into the assignments, the learning from the lessons. There will be time for you to actually get on with the assignments in the lessons and apply what you've learned, what is fresh in your memory. It's really important to us we do that. We value teacher well-being above all else, actually. And we know that by doing so, that enhances teaching and learning. So we want to make sure you don't have to take too much home with you. There will still be, of course, independent work and tasks you will take with you into the weekends and evenings at different points of the year. But on the course, the Level 5 Diploma in Teaching, it's really important to us that we give you time to actually apply it while it's fresh in your memory, rather than having to find time at the weekend in the evenings. So when you look through these criteria, and Laura will be addressing each of them in detail with you, you may hit a road bump at different points and go, well, I'm not sure what Laura meant by this about philosophical uses. So what we're going to be encouraging you to do is to be thinking about using AI tools. And one in particular called Notebook LM, I will be sharing with you in the Google Classroom for you to ask questions to our class and course chatbot, which is called L5 DIT chatbot. And you'll see I've asked this question. I've said, what different philosophical approaches are there? Because that's a bit of a strange question, isn't it? Philosophical questions, quite highfalutin and pretentious potentially for some folk when they read that. Certainly was my experience. So breaking it down and having it explained in these different terms is quite useful. When I do that, I look at constructivism and I think, actually, yeah, that's sort of my philosophical approach to education. Inquiry based learning, curiosity, wonder, collaboration, personalized learning experiences, particularly for this anxious generation that we are working with, that develops those human skills that are needed more now than ever. So for me, that constructivist approach resonates. But equally, you might look at progressivism here and think, oh, actually, that's more a bit of me, or perennialism, whatever it might be. Use these tools to help you. Now, the written report is the first part. Second is a professional discussion, which you'll book in with me. Within this, we're going to be chatting, and you are going to be presenting your thoughts, findings, and defending your approaches to curriculum development. I will be a Socratic challenger. So expect lots of whys, whats, wheres, whens, and hows when I have the professional discussion with you. Defend your approach to curriculum development, addressing significant issues, demonstrate an understanding of sustainable approaches and practices. I want to see research to back up your thoughts. I want to hear just hunches. I want to hear it backed up. For example, Scott, this paper I read in Google Scholar showed me that the X, Y, and Z. Back things up. Coherently link your research to your arguments. And of course, we want to see those references. A bibliography will be included also with your professional discussion. You will come prepared and bring notes by all means. I want to hear your approach. And talking out loud about these things really helps you to distill and crystallize and to think deeply about what matters to you and your approach. Draw on experiences that have shaped you as an educator. The evidence for this will be the audio file that I will capture for us and the transcript that, again, I will capture for us. And any research notes that you will no doubt bring along. And again, the criteria and what I'm looking for is underneath here. So I want you to have a look at that. Criteria is emboldened, as you can see. I've given an extra elaboration underneath for each of the criteria. And again, my hope, my intention is to really explain that in a way that connects with you, elaborates on it. If that still isn't clear, then again, I recommend you use the L5DIT chatbot. Ask questions. It will talk to our course materials and extract information and answers and elaborations from the course materials. Let's go to our third and final piece of work for the first assignment. Skills audit and improvement plan. This is important, we think, as a team, for you to address nice and early in the course. Self-assessment, be honest. Skills matrix, which Laura will again help you with. Be reflective, evaluative. Think about areas you want to improve, and you're going to create a plan that I will be using to guide me for the rest of the year when I'm guiding you. Incorporate methods such as what you want to have more of, like tutor support, peer observations. I loved doing that when I was learning the ropes. And CPD, like what CPD do you want? Learn about coaching? Do you want to learn about AI? Do you want to learn about delivering educational technology in an effective way? Do you want to go and see some advanced practitioners perhaps? Do you want to really refine your questioning approach? It's important to note that we want to see in this a scheme of work, or what we call at BCOT a sequence of learning, because that includes your teaching and learning plans and it hits quite a bit of criteria for you as well. So the evidence for this, we'll see. I'm sure you're getting used to the format here. The actual skills matrix and the plan itself. criteria this hits is underneath emboldened, and you'll see I've elaborated each bit of criteria just to put it into hopefully more accessible language for us. This is how I assess it. So we look at it, mark it, and then we decide whether it's been achieved or not, whether it's partially achieved, whether it's not yet achieved, or not submitted. If that's the case, then you will get a resubmission. And again, I'll be using one of these to make a decision. It's always nice to get feedback from you guys here. Reflections, thoughts, even a quick audio note if you're using Mote or another tool like that, just to hear your thoughts. Because I want to get better as well. I want to continually improve our course for you. What was hard, difficult, interesting, anything's nice. I haven't got to, but it would be useful for me. I'll put my feedback here. I'll format it consistently all the time. I'll be using AI to formalize my thoughts, but I will be assessing as a human, I assure you, my judgments, and I'll be using AI only to formalize my thoughts and to keep it easy to read and to show you what you need to do in a quicker, more efficient, clear manner. But the human judgment, of course, is what is being used to assess the work. The AI is used to formalize and help with the admin when I assess. If you're curious to see how AI looks when we're using it to help with assessment feedback, I'm very happy to help you with that. I want our course, this Diploma in Teaching, to be the very first course in the country that teaches a new cohort of educators how to use AI deliberately, intentionally, and mindfully, because we at this college have been very proactive with AI, using it as a tool to enhance and protect teacher well-being, which is something you're going to be hearing about all the way through this course. It's not just a catchphrase, we believe in it, our philosophy, as it were. I'll be assigning this once I assess it, letting you know whether the learning outcomes have all been met or not, initialing it, of course, and it'll be IV'd. Well, certainly 3 of the assignments from each unit, 3 students, as it were, will be used, and Claire Scott will be marking my marking. And that's it. That's what the assignment brief will look like every time. And typically there will be like 3 tasks to break things down. And you'll be assessed using different authentic approaches. It won't just be essay after essay, I can assure you. In fact, this might be one of the only written components you'll be encountering. We're going to be pushing you to think differently about assessment, because in a post-AI world, we need to think authentically about assessment. The skills we are preparing our learners to have in the future mean they need to develop those human skills of leadership, cooperation, collaboration, communicating clearly, being articulate, problem solving, human skills. And the essay isn't always the best way to evidence that. After all, what skills are we looking to develop in these young people? So there we go. Teaching My Subject is live. You have 5 weeks, and I'm available to help you all the way through this. So please get in touch. Any questions, talk to me. But as I've touched on a couple of times now, but I'm going to go back to it again, use the chatbot. We've created it to help answer any questions about the assignment, so you can think and use it as a sparring partner. I'm really interested to see how you get on with that. And of course, you have another AI tool, Google Gemini, which is turned on for all staff at BCOT. I recommend using this thought partner to help crystallize your thinking for this assignment, Teaching My Subject. The AI, not something you're getting along with, which I understand it might be too much too soon for a lot of us. I'm here as well, of course. Okay, good luck.